Hey guys, today we're stepping it up with some advanced tools in Make.com that will take your automation skills to the next level. We're talking about routing, filters, and data parsing, tools that will make sure your automations stay organized and only act on the stuff that matters. Think of this as your secret weapon to mastering automation. And don't worry, we're breaking it down to make everything simple, fun, and instantly usable. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to start building smarter, more precise workflows that work exactly the way that you want. Are you ready? Let's get started. First of all, thanks for coming back, and a big welcome to all the new subscribers joining us today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jake Dawson, and I'm here to bring you the latest in AI sales automation and workflow hacks in a way that's easy to understand and apply. And as always, remember that everything we cover here is to help you succeed. These are not just theories, but actionable strategies that you can use right now. Now, if you're new here or looking for more ways to level up, don't forget to check out the school community we have linked below. Inside, you'll find exclusive Make.com templates, including the one that we're using today, that you can import directly and start using immediately. We've built a whole space for learners and doers just like you, where you can ask questions, get direct help, and connect with like-minded folks ready to take action. And of course, you can always subscribe and hit that bell button to get notified of our bi-weekly videos, live sessions, and more. All right, let's jump in. Now, let's talk about one of the coolest features in Make.com, routing. Think of routing as the choose-your-own-adventure of automations. With routing, you're setting up different paths for your data to follow based on specific conditions, so each piece of data gets the right treatment. So why use routing? It's perfect for those times when you have different types of data that need unique actions. Maybe you're managing new and returning users. With routing, you can handle both within the same workflow without duplicating or overcomplicating things. For example, if a new user signs up, you might want to send a welcome email. But if it's a returning user, maybe a quick Slack notification to your team is all that's needed. Here's how to set it up. First, add a router to your scenario. Click the plus icon between modules and select Router. This router becomes your control center, creating branches or routes for your data. Next, define the conditions for each route. So, if we're going with our new versus returning user example, set up route A to check if the user status is new and route B for returning. This way, you're only triggering the right actions for each user type. Now that you have your routes, map out what each one will do. For route A, the new user, you might add a Gmail module to send a welcome email and personalize it with details like their name and any other info you've pulled in. For route B, returning users, add a Slack module instead. This route can notify your team, letting them know that a previous user has come back, which might mean they're interested in something more. Routing is all about flexibility and efficiency. It keeps everything streamlined when making sure each bit of our data gets handled exactly the way that it should. Now let's dive into functions in Make.com. Functions are like little tools that let you mold and shape your data so that it's exactly how you need it, right when you need it. Whether you're cleaning up text, crunching numbers, or handling dates, functions help make your automation smarter and more flexible. A quick disclaimer, functions are a bit more technical, but here's the thing. If you structure your automation well, you won't need to use them as often. They're like the extra tools that are there when you need them and add a little finesse. Let's start with general functions, like if statements. They're perfect for setting up either or situations. Picture it like this. If a lead's budget is over $1,000, they get marked as qualified. If it's under that, they go off to a different path. Super handy for automating decisions. Then we have math functions. Say you're doing some basic math, like adding or multiplying numbers. If you're handling budgets, quotas, or any kind of number crunching, math functions let you automate those calculations without pulling out an actual calculator. Now, onto text functions. Ever needed to merge two names into one field or pull out just the email domain, like the @gmail.com part? Text functions like concatenate and mid are perfect for that. It's like giving your data a quick tidy up before sending it off to its next destination. Date and time functions are lifesavers for anything time sensitive. Want to set follow-up reminders? Just use functions like add days to add a specific number of days to the current date. Boom, automatic reminders. Or use format date to adjust dates to match specific formats or regions so they look just right in your reports. For list-based data, array functions come in handy. Imagine you have a list of services a customer selected, and you need to check if premium support is one of them. The contains function does just that, helping you ensure the workflow only moves forward if certain types of items are on the list. Finally, let's talk about lookup and conditional functions like switch. This one's like giving your automation a roadmap. Depending on what it finds, like if a customer's country is USA or Canada, it'll follow different paths based on what you set up. Perfect for managing complex workflows with multiple options. In real-life terms, functions are like setting up a custom checklist for every step in your automation. From qualifying leads to cleaning data for reporting, functions ensure each piece of data is exactly how you want it. And hey, if you've been sticking around for all these tips, remember to grab all the free templates in the description below so you can start using these functions right away. Next up in Make.com, let's dive into parsing, a true lifesaver when you're dealing with messy data or extracting bits and pieces from HTML. Think of the text parser as your automation's cleanup crew, ready to dive into chunks of text or HTML and pull out only the parts that you actually need. Say you've got some HTML data, maybe from a web page or a form, and you just want the text without all the clutter. The text parser has you covered with options to strip out content, isolate specific elements, or even match patterns to find exactly what you're looking for. First up, you've got the option to pull content from HTML tables. This is perfect if there's data sitting in rows and columns within the HTML. You can grab the entire structure and parse it into something you can work with, like an array. Think of it as turning a messy web table into a tidy list of rows and columns. Then there's the specific option to pull specific elements out of HTML. For instance, if all you need are images from a web page, the text parser can go in, grab those images, and leave everything else behind. It's like telling it, just get the images, thanks. Want to simplify things even more? Use the HTML to text function. This one's straightforward. It takes all that HTML and converts it into plain text. All those tags and formatting getting stripped out, leaving you with just the readable content. Perfect for when you just want the words without the web code fuss. If you're dealing with text patterns, the text parser has a few more tricks. The match elements option lets you search for certain patterns in a string, maybe a specific word or recurring format you're trying to spot. And if you need something even more precise, you've got match pattern, which uses regular expressions to help you find exact matches. It's for those cases when you need to get very specific about what to find in a chunk of text. Also, there's a replace function. This one is your find and replace tool in the text parser. You can set it to search for a specific value or pattern in your string and swap it out with something else. Great for cleaning up unwanted text, correcting mistakes, or even reformatting. Using text parsing often comes with understanding and writing regex. If you're wondering what regex is, it's basically like a treasure map for text. It helps you spot, pull, and even rearrange specific pieces of text based on patterns you define. Need to grab just the email addresses from a huge pile of text? Want to spot every phone number in a document? That's where regex steps in. So why use regex? It's insanely flexible. Instead of manually searching through endless lines of text, you create a pattern and regex finds every match for you in no time. This is super handy in Make.com, especially when your workflows are sifting through tons of data, like emails, phone numbers, URLs, or any structured information. Regex ensures that your automation grabs only what you need, ignoring the rest. Let's walk through a quick setup where regex is used to extract email addresses from incoming texts, like a customer message, and then logs it to Google Sheets. Here's the breakdown. First, set up the trigger. In Make.com, create a new scenario and select the trigger based on your source, like Google Forms, Typeform, or Gmail if you're pulling data from emails. Next, add a text parsing module to sift through the text. Connect this to your trigger and select the text field you want to parse. such as the email body or the form response. Now it's time to bring in the Regex magic. In the text parser, look for the Regex option, type in the pattern for an email address, and test it out. Most parsers let you do a quick preview, so you can check if it's correctly picking out the email address from the text. This is like running a mini test to make sure you're getting exactly what you need. Once the email address is isolated, add a Google Sheets module to store it. Set it to add a row and map the extracted email to a specific column in your sheet, like contact email. You could even add more columns for date or message content if you want to keep a detailed record. Finally, give the whole thing a test run. Hit run once to make sure the emails land in your sheet just like you planned. Check your Google Sheet to confirm it's all in place, and once you're good to go, turn on the scenario for some real-time action. Picture this. Every time a customer submits a form or sends a message, Make.com now automatically pulls their email address and logs it neatly into Google Sheets. No more hunting through messages manually. Regex helps you create a smart, hands-off system that keeps your data organized and ready for follow-up. And there you have it. If this video helped you out, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know whenever a new video drops. And hey, if you're sitting there like, this is gold, but I need more automation magic, you're in the right place. Down in the description, you'll find a link to our school community. It's a paradise for automation lovers. Think templates, resources, and a whole crew of guys and girls who geek out on making life smoother. We're talking everything from streamlining your emails to reminders that will tell you when it's time to grab a coffee or do a quick stretch. But here's the cherry on top. Just for hanging out with me all the way to the end, I've got a little gift waiting for you. I've bundled up all the templates we went over today, and they're yours to download for free. Just scroll down to the description, grab them, and get ready to take your automations to the next level. So remember, work smarter, not harder, and keep that automation game strong. Thanks for watching, and keep crushing it. I'll see you in the next video.